Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV, back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive night. I hope y'all had a great day overall. I figured I'd tap in with y'all to currently discuss what's going on in the boxing world, man. We're gonna talk about Jaron Boots Ennis versus Uisma Lima being official, set, ready to go October 11th at the Wells Fargo Arena Center, whatever you want to call it, in Philadelphia. We're going to talk about Andre Ward calling out Anthony Joshua and them exchanging words shortly after the fact. You feel what I'm saying? Then, of course, we're going to get into some open boxing topics. Shout out to everybody that's in the building thus far. If y'all could go ahead and hit the like button, that'd be very much appreciated. You see what I mean? We on the road to 4K. We well into the 3,100 mark, about to hit that 3,200 mark in due time. Shout out to the nation in the mile for making this possible. I see a shitload of comments. I just wanted to say I have not been on live these last couple of days because, for one, on Saturday, we was at an amateur show, and by the time I got home, I was exhausted. I ain't have anything to get to y'all, in all honesty. Along with it being a slow boxing weekend as well, really wasn't anything to discuss. Sunday, I had went to the Chris Brown concert with my girl. I mean, it was a great time, but we didn't get home till like, what, 12:30? 12:45 in the morning. So, you know what I mean? By that time, we pretty much wrapping up the live, so there wasn't no point in really coming on. You feel what I mean? But we had a good time. It was a great concert. Shout out to Chris Brown for putting on a spectacular performance. God damn, that boy did like 40, 50 songs. Nigga danced nonstop. I don't know how the fuck he do that shit, but then this nigga gonna go to an after party after all that work. That boy different for sure. But it was a great time. Had a lot of people was there, bro. He sold out the whole Citizens Bank Park. I don't know how many people you could fit in the at Citizens Bank, but he sold that motherfucker out, or at least got close to it. So yeah, man, that was a good little time we had for sure. Stira Hook says, salute Mazuma. Not even going to argue today with any Boots fans because apparently to them, he's always right. Hope you're doing well. I am doing well. And in terms of you arguing with somebody, I don't think anybody would really care to argue with you, brother. So it's all good. If I have a dedicated in the building, he said, how was the concert? It was fun. It was fun. Thanks for asking, man. Simba Boxer said, salute Mazuma Nation. Mark about to cook on the live. For him, absolutely. We definitely gonna talk. We gonna have some good talk tonight. He said, "Were you up to no good at the concert, Mazuma? Let us know." Was I? They asked if I was up to no good at the concert. I was on good behavior according to her, so I hope that answered your question. Carl Minder says, salute Mazuma. Since boxing is slow for the month, I got an idea since you back on StreamYard for the month. And since PBC dropped the full fight for Tank and Roach, you should rescore it with the chat. That's actually a pretty good idea, but I think I've seen somebody else do it already, so I don't really see the point in me doing it. That's kind of like stealing somebody else's idea. I mean, rescoring a fight isn't stealing somebody's idea, but taking a particular fight and scoring it after somebody else scored it don't really make sense to me, brother, but I appreciate you. Yeah, see, you mentioned Najee and Greg scored it, so why would I do that after the fact? That's like me, like, being in their shadow or some shit. We don't do that. Coffee plant in the building. What up, brother? He said, whole lot of motherfuckers mad, I see. Yeah, man, they always gonna find a reason to be mad, though. Lima, the only one who said yes to the fight, so why y'all mad? We're gonna talk. We definitely gonna talk. Marissa, what's going on, Marissa? October 11th is gonna be fireworks. That's what it's looking like. That's definitely what it's looking like. I don't like how the way these comments set up. How can I change this? Let me see. Can I just, yeah, I like the bubble better. Pause. Smoochie, what up? Go 787. Damn, there's a lot of people in the building, y'all. Go ahead and hit the like. Shout out to L Dub Boxing, man. L Dub Boxing is one of them ones on Twitter, man. I fuck with his, like the content he put out. And I like how he don't like the detractors get to him neither. He don't be letting the people get to his head. I fuck with him. R3, what up? Go 787 said, man, we got to be strong. Boost about to get cooked. What the fuck I got to be strong for? like, bro, you know why? You know why I don't be tripping off of what these motherfuckers got to say, man? Because when it was really time to stand for something and step on niggas for motherfuckers doing wrong, you ain't really see these niggas. You feel me? Like, you ain't see nobody really pressing Tiafimo and none of that. You know what I mean? We seen people that were black stepping up for Tiafimo. We seen black people step up for Ryan Garcia after he did his racist rant. Talk about, well, I'm not a nigga, so he can't be talking to me. You see what I'm saying? And we motherfuckers tested positive for PEDs and they run into their defense. Well, it takes more than PEDs to, land the left hook. Oh man, what the PEDs got to do with man? Shut the fuck up. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't really be giving a fuck about what these niggas be talking about. That's why Boost don't be giving a fuck about what y'all be talking about. Y'all shit don't hold no weight because when it's time for y'all to stand on something, y'all nowhere to be found, cuz. You feel what I'm saying? And like I said, from what I understand, well, I didn't say this yet, but from what I understand, Jaron Ennis versus Lima, they call it a nigga Lima being and shit. I think that's pretty funny. But Jaron Ennis versus Lima, that's a WBA title eliminator from what I understand. So as far as I'm concerned, that's putting Boost in a position to fight for a world title in his upcoming bout. So can we really say that this is a tune-up? In terms of it being like is this the most, credible opponent for Boost to face? This is the most notable name? Absolutely not. And that's why Eddie Hearn came on here and told y'all he already knows that there's going to be some people moaning and groaning about the fight because it's somebody that we're not, privy to. You feel what I'm saying? However, if it's a title eliminator, how could you necessarily say that this is a tune-up? That's what I want to know. Because usually when I think of tune-ups, it's like you fighting a motherfucker just cause. You see what I mean? Or like the fight is strictly to just get you back in the mix and shit like that. No, this fight has purpose. This fight actually has some good intentions on it. You see what I mean? Because this fight is going to put Boost in a position where he may be forcing somebody's hand to fight him next that happens to have a world title. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, if y'all want to look at it as a tune-up because if y'all want to call this a tune-up because y'all not too, optimistic about the opponent or you don't really think much of Lima, all right, bro, that's your opinion, man. We could agree to disagree or, you can say whatever you want to say. You open, that's your prerogative to feel that way. But can you technically call this a tune-up when this is a WBA title eliminator? You see what I mean? Lima's a top. He's ranked number 10 in the WBA from what I understand. Boots is ranked number 2. So they both face each other. That could possibly move Boots, up to 1. And we could get something popping in the WBA, aka the belt that Terrence Crawford has. And like I said that that's the route that Boots should go down for real, because it might be the easiest belt to get. Terrence Crawford might not ever come back down to 154 pounds, especially if he beats Canelo Alvarez. He beat Canelo. He's not coming back down to 54, man. He fuck around, ride off into the sunset if he doesn't rematch Canelo if he doesn't rematch Canelo. You see what I mean? So it is what it is, man. Look, Boost is ranked in the WBO, I think number 4. Number 1 in the WBC, number 2 in the WBA. He's in a great position. And I seen, let me actually pull this up right here. Let me actually pull this poster up real quick, man, because I understand where they're coming from in this instance. Like he's aware that Boost is aware that people are complaining right now and all that stuff. And this is his words. These are his words, not mine. You see what I mean? These are the pictures that he posted. Let me share this for everybody to see. Shout out to Agent 86 in the building. Top shot, it says Richard Allen in the building. Salute to my Richard Allen brothers, man. Shout out to them. Go 787. He said trolls trying to be funny, but they favorite fighters out here getting smacked and ducking. Hey, man. Like T.O. A lot of boxers been getting slapped lately. Jamal, T.O., all them niggas. But anyways, here's the post right here from Jaron Ennis himself. He says, October 11th, I'm back in the Biddy at the Wells Fargo Center. 154, I'm here. New weight, same goals. The tour continues. I can't wait. 35-0, 31 knockouts coming soon. Hashtag Team Ennis. Hashtag put them in a casket tour. They got to see me regardless. No ifs, ands, or buts. And this is the poster right here. That's a dope little poster in all honesty. But this is something that the people need to be paying attention to because Matchroom Boxing is making it known that this is chess and not checkers. What does that mean? Everybody has their opinion, of course, but when I look at this and I see this right here, this is Matchroom attempting to put Boots in a position where he'll end up saying checkmate at the end. What does that mean? How do you ultimately say checkmate at 154 pounds? By attempting to collect all of the major titles that are in the 154-pound division. And from what I understand, Lima has the IBO super welterweight title of the world. You see what I mean? So I don't know how many people, really respect the IBO or whatever the case is, but I've seen a lot of fighters infamously walk around with that IBO belt as if it's a major title. I see Anthony Joshua rocking that motherfucking IBO title. I've seen a few fighters, you know what I mean, had that title around they waist or around their arms and stuff like that, and they held it to high regard. So if Boots has to take the IBO title, you know what I'm saying? That'll be a good start, and that'll put him in the right direction. Shout out to the boy Anonymous in the building. He says, definitely a chess move. If Boost wins this eliminator, he most likely fights Tellez for the WBA title next. I like it. Why not? Why not? You see what I'm saying? But Boost is making it clear, just based off of what I've seen right here in this post. Look at this text message he got right here. Somebody has sent him this. WBC number 1, WBA number 2, WBO number 4. What that lets me know, in all honesty, is that he's willing to go in any direction necessary in order to get a world title. Because if he was going the WBA route, I think that would be like something that he would bring up in a singular form. You know what I'm saying? In terms of what I mean by that is, I think he'll just be mentioned in the WBA specifically. No, he's mentioning the WBC. He's mentioning the WBA. He's mentioning the WBO. So that lets you know that he's looking for all them belts. I don't know exactly why he hasn't looked at the IBF route. I don't know exactly what's going on in that situation. From what I understand, though, Bakr Murtazaliev and Erickson Lubin may possibly reach a purse bid, and that looks like a fight that's going to be happening in due time. But he's mentioning 3 out of the 4 major belts right now, is what I'm trying to say. Marlon 2631, what up? Bullies, what up? Go get the money, what up? Yeah, Agent 86 is the WBA title eliminator. So, Kent, I want to hear exactly what y'all think, man. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions, of course. I'm not going to judge you for that. You see what I mean? You will not be banned for speaking your opinion. You know what I mean? You challenge the topic, not the person that's putting out the topic. You feel what I'm saying? Challenge the argument, not the person. In my personal opinion, I honestly feel like, considering, the circumstances going into this fight against Lima for Jaron Ennis, it's hard to say that this is necessarily it's hard to say that this is what you call a tune-up fight. When I look at tune-up fights, I look at fights that are practically meaningless and are solely meant to get a fighter back in the mix. You see what I'm saying? Like, let me see. What can I think? Who was Tony Harrison's last fight? That didn't put him in position to fight for a world title. It didn't make him a mandatory, but it was to get him back in the mix, to get his bearings back. You see what I mean? Tim Tszyu versus Joey Spencer. That's what I looked at as a tune-up fight, because it really did nothing for Tim Tszyu in all honesty, but it was to get him, back in the mix to, potentially get the big fights, which he did. You see what I mean? That's what I look at as like tune-up fights. Fights that, are specifically made to get you back in the mix or get your bearings back, get your confidence back, get you back on a winning streak. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case is, coming back off of an injury, inactivity, that's what I look at as a motherfucking tune-up fight. This one right here between Jaron Ennis and Lima, this is looking like a WBA title eliminator. So considering the fact that Boots is taking this fight to put himself in position to fight for a world title, what could we really be mad at besides the name that he's going up against? If you're critical about Lima being Boots' first, opponent at 154 pounds, then it is what it is. You're entitled to feel that way. As a boxing fan, I would never tell somebody not to voice their opinion whenever they don't like something going on in the sport. However, I think people need to really take the time to really look at the situation and come to the realization that just because you don't know somebody doesn't necessarily mean that they're a bum. And it doesn't necessarily mean that these guys aren't capable of performing at a high level. Let's keep it a buck. Y'all niggas ain't know who Bakr Murtazaliev was, so he stepped on Tim Tszyu. You know what I mean? Karen Chukazan, whatever the hell his name is, he showed to be a credible opponent when he faced Boots both times. Took two totally different approaches, made it to the 12 rounds with Jaron Ennis both times. You know what I mean? And Boots is known as a great finisher in the sport of boxing. Marlon 2631 says, builds momentum, confidence. That's what tune-ups are for. Yeah, I agree. So based off of that definition right there, do you think that Boots is attempting to build momentum? Do you think that Boots is trying to instill confidence within himself? He just came off of the biggest win of his career. You could probably look at it as him building confidence and to acclimate at 154 pounds. Okay, you know what I mean. You can make that opinion. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, this fight right here isn't just some momentum builder. It ain't just some confidence builder. This is a fight that's gonna put him in position to get a big world title around his waist, or at least attempt to. You see what I mean? Go 787 says, I really don't care about the op as long as we get a good fight in 2026. I'm not tripping. Let him get acclimated. That's my whole thing. You know what I mean? Y'all let plenty of people get away with it. You see what I'm saying? We see Nayo and Inoue take fights that, it wasn't the biggest name, but we came out and supported regardless because we knew he had some big things in the works, or we knew that he was gonna possibly face somebody big after the fact. And we seen Nayo and Inoue fight guys who weren't that notable just to stay busy. We supported that as well because we knew that he had good intentions going into the division. For those of y'all who may not really fuck with Boots, you know what I mean? Of course, y'all gonna have y'all, negative, takes and criticisms and things of that nature. But at the same time, I think it's safe to say that Boots wants to smoke, man. He wants to smoke. You feel what I mean? And historically, he's shown that. There's been certain instances where he wasn't able to get those opportunities due to the politics of boxing, in my opinion. But for the most part, he's always been vocal about wanting to face the best competition in his division. To keep it 1,000 with you, I think Boots came up at a bad time in the 147-pound division. By the time he started to get his name out there and get shit popping, Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford were going to fight each other, and they was already making their way out of the division after the fact. Since then, Terrence Crawford has had a fight at 154. Since then, Earl Spence been taking his time coming back in the boxing, if he even does. You see what I mean? So I think Boots just came around at a bad time, but I think 154 is his moment to really prove exactly how good or possibly great he is. I think he understands that. And when you read this caption right here, he ends it with saying they got to see me regardless. No ifs, ands, or buts. And then he puts hashtag two weight division champ loading. Come on, man. You got to respect that.
If you're doing good, they got something to say. If you're doing bad, they got something to say. So do what makes you happy. Because you see this jet, you see this private jet that we own? I got it because I did what the fuck I wanted to do. I made over $1 billion. You know why? Because I did what the fuck I wanted to do. If you're doing good.
That's something that Boots had posted as well. So when you look at what Floyd Mayweather just said right there, I guess it's safe to assume that that's how Jaron Ennis is feeling at this particular moment. You know what I mean? He said he gonna do whatever the fuck he want to do. You know what I mean? And people are gonna have something to say regardless. So he doesn't look like he's too bothered about the criticism, in all honesty, because he knows where he's going. And typically, when you ain't bothered by criticism, it's either because you know that it ain't true, or you just not really too caring about what people got to say about you overall. So, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Shout out to the boy Ghost787. He says people be too focused on big names always when fights like this sometimes are harder. Wait, hold on. Let me read this right. People be too focused on big names always when fights like this. Sometimes are harder and test the fighter more. But casuals just throw hate always because they got no real knowledge. Shout out to the boy Ghost787 for providing his opinion. You see what I'm saying? Rouse says, exactly, I agree with the Inoue comparison. I fuck with Inoue. With Inoue. But Inoue last 3 fights ain't been that good in terms of opponent. Yeah, but look, you know why I ain't really tripping with Inoue because he showed that he wanted the big fights. And whenever he got in those big fights, he rose to the occasion. So if he got to stay busy until another big opportunity come about, so be it. I'm not gonna say for somebody to move up into a new division if they ain't ready. I'm not gonna say somebody to stay inactive until somebody notable comes around. You see what I mean? It is what it is. He about to fight MJ at the end of this year, from what I understand. That's going to be a big fight in Tokyo. I heard they sold out tickets within minutes. from what I understand. And I just heard that Junto Nakatani's making his move up to 22. So it's gonna be some motherfucking smoke. It's gonna be some smoke in the city, y'all. So, hey, man, can we really be mad? Can we really be mad at NUA for his last 3 opponents? Nah, because we know some big shit cooking up. You know what I mean? There's gonna be some big shit in the works. You feel me? So, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Jaron Ennis versus Uisma Lima is official, going down October 11th at the Wells Fargo. Is it the Wells Fargo Center? I think it's the Center Arena. I don't know which one it is. The Wells Fargo is going down. Boots is making his 154-pound debut, and he letting you know that after he get past Lima, he looking for the top guys, man. And bro, I cannot wait. I cannot wait, bro, because I would have never thought. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. A lot of shit don't surprise me in boxing, but I would have never thought that Boots would receive this much criticism, man. But I should have known better. You know why? Because Boots is a Black American fighter. Oh, Mazuma TV, always pulling the race card. Oh, Mazuma TV, always pulling the race card. Man, I'm telling you, I should have thought that one through. Black American fighters get criticized and held to a higher pedestal than every fighter that's in boxing, bro. You see what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Shit, y'all might see me in the motherfucking building, for real, for real. Y'all might just see me there at the Wells Fargo. Y'all might see me over there, man. So if the nation in the chat and y'all gonna be tuning in, or y'all coming to the fight live, man, you know what I mean? Come holler at me. You know what I mean? Every time I go out to one of these fights, I always run into somebody who said they watch my YouTube anyway. So, salute. Holler at me. He said, I know it's not in Boots' character, but I low-key wish Boots would be a shit talker just because he could back it up. Yo, listen, I had this conversation with somebody who be around Boots, and they say that Boots isn't, like, in person, he's not the type of person who is like to himself and stuff like that. From what I've heard, I'm not going to get into too much detail, but there's a reason why he doesn't partake in the negativity. There's a reason why he chooses to stay silent when he could easily snap on the internet and stuff like that. But it's a good reason. You know what I mean? It's a good reason. It's a big respect thing. So he chooses not to engage with, the critics on social media or interviews and stuff like that. So when I hear people like Brian Norman Sr. say, "Oh, Boots won't even come over here and talk to y'all. Oh, Boots won't even do these interviews with y'all. He won't ever respond to what I'm saying." It's for a reason. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely for a reason. I'm not gonna get into the details because, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna be the one that's gonna be spreading information that's never been displayed publicly. So I'm gonna keep it to myself. But yeah, it's a good reason why Boots don't partake in the negativity on here. You feel me? But I mean, it would be dope to see Boots be a trash talker. Like I said, and I've said this on the record multiple times, I love when a fighter could talk that shit and back it up, bro. Pause. You see what I'm saying? Like Pretty Boy Floyd, when Floyd took on the villain role and stuff like that, that shit was hilarious. I still watch them Jones back and I still laugh because, you know what I mean? Those were just classic moments. This man was in the UK sticking his middle finger up at the fans and dancing. And when he brought out that golden rooster and said it was Oscar De La Hoya and shit, like Floyd stealing Oscar De La Hoya's equipment and stuff like that. Like that type of shit is hilarious to me and will always be a classic moments. But yeah, man, I like a good shit talker too. You feel me? It just makes shit more entertaining. Not the ones that talk shit and then get folded up like Berlanga. We ain't talking about them. Talking about motherfuckers who talk their shit, say what they gonna do, and then they go out and they do it. You feel me? Like Shakur. Shakur was talking that shit. Talking about he's gonna put belt to William Cepeda, and then he went and he did it. You feel me? That type of shit is respectable to me. So I fuck with it. Barack says they always got smoke for black boxers. Facts. That's definitely facts. Go787 said it's better to stay composed and dedicated while the others are sleeping. You keep grinding and working while they talk. And that's one thing Boost ain't never had a problem with. He never had a problem with staying composed, dedicated, and constantly grinding and working. Like Boost really lives the lifestyle. You know, when I had that criticism the other day where I was saying how like these boxers, you know, they get in a certain position and they act like, you know what I mean, boxing just like a side quest for them and shit like that. Boo's not really like that. Boo's whole life revolves around boxing. You want to know how I know? Because even when he don't got a fight day, he in the gym. Because there's a lot of fighters who, you know what I mean? I heard Gervonta Davis say on the Breakfast Club one day that, you know, he don't train unless he got a fight coming up because he don't want to burn himself out. Like I heard shit like that. When staying in the gym is really the key to, you know, being ring rust free. You know what I mean? Having easier weight cuts helps maintain your discipline and all that stuff. Doesn't and you know what a lot of people don't know is like when you don't train for a long time, then you just get off the couch, you just start working hard out of nowhere. You putting your body through a lot of stress and that type of shit. When your body's not accustomed to just working hard right away, that shit could make you very injury prone and all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like Boots really puts in the work, bro. Like he don't post on social media like he used to, like his workouts and stuff like that. But Boots always working, and you know, even when he not even working out, he in the gym helping his fighters get ready for fights. He be helping these guys with sparring. He be doing pad work with them. He even attends their fights. As big as Boots is in the city, he still goes to these local shows and gives back. Never seen that dude turn down a picture, an autograph. Like Boots really lit a lifestyle, bro. And it just sucks. Like seeing how good of a person he is and the type of criticism he received, bro, that shit is insane. Like, damn, you give your all to boxing, and this how these motherfuckers want to talk to you, bro. Like that's some crazy shit, but it is what it is. You can't appease everybody. You know what I mean? They crucified the perfect man, right? They crucified the perfect man, so why wouldn't they do that to somebody else? You know what I mean? R3 says Benavidez also keeps to himself, doesn't try to start Twitter drama or have public beefs. Benavidez the type dude that he don't look for it, but he ain't running from it. You feel me? Kind of similar to myself. And how the way I approach things. Like I don't look for drama, arguments. You know what I mean? That's some shit that like I really don't want to get into, but you know what I mean? Don't poke the bear. You feel me? So that's the type dude Benavidez is. He on whatever you on type shit. So I respect that too. You know what I mean? Because I don't like the type dudes who like people will talk shit to them and they just be sitting there like that type of shit bother me. Like, bro, you gotta say something back, bro. That's just me. Tank said that shit way back when he was still young. I mean, regardless, he said it. No matter how young he was. You feel me? That's something that came from his words. Just do boxing. What up? Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Go Get the Money says it's discussing how they go about Black American fighters. Bro, I'm telling you. This is the video I want y'all to watch, man. Let me pull this up for y'all. I told y'all about that 78 Sports TV video. You feel me? Let me see if I can find it. I want y'all guys to really take a look at this for my, you know, my black brothers out here and shit like that. He actually got he got a couple videos. He got one from 10 years ago called 78 Sports TV, The Blacklist in Boxing. I would like, if y'all could watch, that's a classic right there. It's about 10 minutes. You can watch that, John. And then he has one from 12 years ago called History of the Black Fighter. Check that shit out. Back when he was called 78 Fight News 365 or some shit like that. I'm gonna actually share this. This will give you, for the people that's not really like new to, the ones that's like new to boxing, those of y'all who still new to boxing, man, check out that video. That's a classic right there, brothers. That's a classic, brothers. Like that shit right there, that's from 12 years ago. And you look at all the fighters that he mentions, from Tom Melanu all the way to Floyd Mayweather, and you'll see that shit is still prevalent today in today's boxing. Shit never changes. History repeats itself over and over and over and over. You feel me? What they did to Joe Louis. Come on, man. The conspiracies around Sonny Liston and how the way his life ended and stuff like that. I'm telling you. But anyways, my boy Ralph back in the building. He says, I like Virgil, but I heard no noise on Virgil's second tune-up against Delorme. Delorme, a guy who fought as low as 140. That's a fact. I mean, Virgil came up from 142, but, Delorme wasn't an acclimated 154 like Virgil was. And Virgil's a much bigger guy than Delorme from what I've seen. So, of course, he would have had the advantage regardless. But what I'm going to say is, and I seen Virgil Ortiz Sr., he defended his son like how he should. I'm going to defend my son when the opportunity comes as well. But he was talking about that, yeah, his son took tune-ups, but it was because, his son went through some really bad health issues and they didn't know whether he had to retire or not. Like, bro, y'all should, but this is the thing. Y'all should have known after the first fight whether he was good or not. You know what I'm saying? So you played it really safe by doing a second tune-up. You feel me? All you need is one fight after those health issues to understand whether 154 is the right division for you or not. You took two. So miss me with that bullshit like, oh, man, my son's health was in jeopardy. Yeah, it was. I know all about that. I had to give up boxing because of that shit. So don't know, like, the shit that you was contemplating doing, I had to do because I had no other choice. You feel me? You took one tune-up. That was enough in itself to know that you was back in the mix. You didn't need to. Stop it. Better safe than sorry ass niggas. Let me see. R3 says, do you think Andy Cruz might be the co-main the Boots versus Lima? I have no idea. I mean, look, Andy Cruz trains in Philly. He's with Bozy, so it could make sense. But that'd be cool to see. I would like to see, like, I seen Zaquin say he had a fight date locked in. I'm assuming that's October too. That's dope. That's dope. I like it. I mean, I would like to see Zaquin on there. If we can get a Zaquin Moses on there, that'd be dope. You know what I mean? If Andy was on the card, he'd be a solid co-main event, depending on who he faces exactly. And how, he about to be a mandatory for Shakur, I think. He closing in on that. So why not? I like it. And all those young guys that Eddie Hearn got coming over here, that'd be dope. They need to come by Pivot Boxing Academy. Hopefully they bring Scott Nicholson back. Nigga said shit trash. Who are you talking about? Oh, you He said Canelo Crawford. You thought they would have a better undercard, Marissa? Let's actually talk about that. That's an interesting topic, Marissa. Thank you. Let's take a look at that undercard and see how we value it, because I think Coffee just said that shit was trash. So let's see. Let's take a look at this undercard according to Box Rec. So far, yeah, I don't know what this is. This is Turkey Al-Sheikh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. This is the guy who said that he doesn't do charity. He's not a charity. He doesn't do tune-up fights. Yeah. All that good stuff, right? Yeah. So we got Muhammad Alakel versus John Ornelas. Okay, a 4-0 versus a 5-2. Come on, Turkey, what are you doing, brother? This is a motherfucking this is a Riyadh season card. What are you doing? I don't understand. You could put a 4-0 versus 5-2 on there, but Boots can't get a Can't get a fight with Lima on the card? A WBA title eliminator? No. Okay. Then we got Callum Walsh versus Fernando Vargas Jr. Now that's interesting. I think L Dub had actually predicted this online. So shout out to L Dub for putting that together. He said, wait, what? 4-day undercard. Oh yeah, he did say that, right? That's a decent John. Yeah, Callum Walsh versus Fernando Vargas. That's a hell of a step up for Vargas, ain't it? That's a nice little step up for Fernando Vargas Jr. They must believe in him. I always heard that Emiliano was like the good one, but I never really watched too much of Fernando Vargas Jr. But this is a 10 rounder. Okay, you got a high knockout ratio, all that good stuff. I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to watch, but that's a tough fight for Fernando Vargas Jr. to be taking this early in his career, in my opinion. Hopefully he don't go out like his pop did, taking them early fights. But Christian Mbili versus Lester Martinez, that's a good fight. That's a good fight. You know what I mean? Why not? That's a good fight. I fuck with that fight. So it's not that bad, but if it's a Riyadh season card, I was expecting more. 88 Sports Talk in the building. He said Boo should stop him late, though. Yeah, I seen Lima, though. I seen a little bit of Lima. Lima look a little bit slow, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. He looked like he got some thump on that left hand from what I saw. But he looked a little slow. I think that's gonna be the difference. I think the speed, there's gonna be a different sense of speed in that fight that Lima's not gonna be accustomed to. I think Boo's gonna break him down and stop him probably in 7 to 8. To be honest with you. 6 out of 10 undercard. I agree. He said Boots might just unalive him. Damn. Coffee out here shooting. He ain't playing today. Callum is Dana White's fighter. Okay. I've been heard of Callum Walsh, though. I definitely heard his name. Heard some good things about him. Look like he got a high knockout ratio, too, so it's interesting. Now, I said unalive, so we cool. We got to use little fake words like that, you know what I mean, to get past their radar, you feel me? So I ain't getting demonetized. Not yet, at least. Not yet, at least. Marissa says, can't wait to see Boots back in the ring. Yeah, it's always a good time whenever Boots is fighting. You know, he going to give you an exciting fight. That's another reason why I didn't really understand why people gave him so much criticism, because he really gives you it all. You know what I mean? He's one of the most well-rounded fighters in boxing. Speed, power, defense whenever he's on the defense, reflexes, you know, showmanship, personality, charisma. Like, he give you everything that you looking for. Because, you know, they always they'll criticize this. Like, if this guy's a puncher, they'll be like, oh, he ain't got no skills. If he got skills, oh, he can't punch. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, you can't really say any of those things about Boots, and y'all still criticize him. This man looking to get I'm not even gonna say a tune-up. he trying to fight Lima on his debut at 154, and they calling him a duck. Well, let me move this shit because she moving. Am I going October 11th? I'm gonna try my best. I think I am. Let's see what them tickets looking like. God damn. I've been. Huh? Jaron, Boots is fighting. The one you met at the award show. Barack says Lima is coming down from 160, so he's pretty strong for 54. Yeah, he's fought as high as 160, but, you know, he been snapping at 154 lately and been beating some undefeated fighters in their backyard back-to-back, coming in as an underdog and stopping dudes. You know what I mean? Like, he making a name for himself. Says go with your girl, Mark. I don't know if she would want to go. Would you want to go?
Go where?
To a fight? The Wells Fargo?
Yeah, I'll
I don't think she's gonna care for it too much. She'd probably be lost. R3 says, thoughts on Conor Ben versus Eubank Jr. rematch. Do we get another fight of the year matchup, and who you got winning? Well, I'm gonna definitely be pulling for Eubank Jr. again, but it all depends on how Eubank Jr. comes back off of that fight because he is getting up there in age. He did take some damage. I thought he got rocked multiple times by Conor Ben, even though I thought he won. I thought he outdogged him. He outworked him. Just had a little bit more will than Conor Ben going into this fight, but he is going through that rehydration clause again. So he's going against the odds again. So if he prepares properly and keeps his weight down, maybe that won't be too much of an issue. But it's all about how you've recovered, after that fight, because they both hit each other with some shit. And like I said, man, when y'all getting hit clean like that consistently throughout 10 to 12 rounds that they had, it's gonna have an effect on you. And every time and I say this all the time, people be thinking I be playing. Every time that you step out that ring, you leave with less and less of yourself, especially with them type of fights. It's very exciting for the fans to see, but it was very brutal on the fighters. And that's why I was pretty much rooting for Eubank Jr. to retire. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, yo, Eubank should just retire. Why not? It's not like you gonna win a world title at 160 or 168. You ain't beating no Canelo. You ain't beating John Beck, in my opinion. You're not beating Carlos Adames. I just don't see you beating none of those champions in either weight class that you can campaign in. So what is we even talking about for real? You got that legacy fight down. Why would you give Conor Ben somebody who's attempted to cheat against you in previous fights? Why would you give him another opportunity to attempt to beat you? You feel me? So that's what I think about it. My boy 88 Sports Talk in the building with the $5 super chat. He said, bro, when I put Lima in the search to watch his fights, dudes are mad big that he fighting Lima. Wait, what? He said, bro, when I put Lima in the search to watch his fights, dudes are mad big that he fighting. Damn, Boots better not struggle. He gonna get dragged. Well, Boots is definitely gonna come into this fight revitalized, man. That additional 7 pounds is gonna help a whole lot. I seen he bulked up pretty heavy, so that when he cuts down, he'll be big and strong. Pause. I'm expecting his speed to translate over to 154. I'm expecting him to be sharper, considering he doesn't have to leave as much fight in the gym. I see the intelligence, reflexes still being there, the explosiveness. I see him being a better fighter at 154. I think that, to be honest with you, I think he overstayed at 154 a little too long. You know what I mean? There's some people that stay a little too long. Some people leave too soon. Some people just leave at the right time. I think Boost left. I think he overstayed his stay at 147 just a little too much. You know what I'm saying? But that's the sacrifice he wanted to make in order to, achieve his personal goal, becoming, initially he said undisputed, but, considering the circumstances, he was able to settle for the next best thing, and that was unification. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, Agent 86. I wish I really them rematch clauses a motherfucker. Eddie Hearn known for that. You know what I mean? He did that shit with AJ whole career. Like pretty much if you beat AJ, you gotta beat him twice because he always gotta make sure that rematch clause there to protect his assets and shit. You said Boost overstayed his welcome at 154. He just how when he never been there? You trying to be funny? You trying to be funny, money? What you talking about? 207, what up? Uh, 207 says Andre Ward coming out of retirement is a bad idea. Let's actually get to that topic while we're there, because it's about to be an hour that we've been on here. So I wanted to pull up this video for y'all because, as a matter of fact, yeah, let me go ahead. Let me show y'all this video first. why Andre Ward and Anthony Joshua have been making the news in the boxing world lately. Um, it's pretty much Andre Ward speaking his piece and something. Let me just share this, and I'll provide my opinion because a lot of people not gonna know what I'm gonna be saying. So this is Andre Ward. This is his thoughts.
Do you miss boxing? And if you came back, who would you fight? Most days I don't miss it. I'm very content doing what I'm doing in life right now. Who would you fight? That's the problem. You know, it's a lot of names out there, but it's not a lot of names that make sense. You know, but it's one name that I've brought up before that when you say that name, I can see myself fighting him. Present day, today. If the business was right and if everything was right on that front, me and Anthony Joshua. That's a fight that I would take at Wembley Stadium. It's a dangerous fight for my legacy. It's a dangerous fight across the board. And but that's a fight that would get me in the gym and get me in the mindset that I need to be in to go to war. It's Anthony Joshua. And I know you're getting ready to, fight Jake Paul. It looks like that's where it's going. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about a real fight. Do you miss boxing? And if you came back,
funny how the way that ended. He said, "No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a real fight." That boy do not respect Jake Paul, understandably so. But let me actually show y'all this real quick because I sent this to my homies not too long ago. This was 6 years ago. And if y'all look at this right here, Anthony Joshua is too worried about looking like a model on Instagram. This is Andre Ward's thoughts on Anthony Joshua. But there's something in here that's a lot more important than just that quote. I want y'all to check this out.
Moving up, may fight Ruiz. Are you thinking about coming back for the heavyweight championship of the world?
Don't do that, Max. Don't do that, Max. I thought about it for a hot second. I thought about it. I did have Joshua on my radar. After Kovalev 2, I had a 3-fight plan before I decided to retire. And that was a tune-up fight back at home, cruiserweight fight in the UK, and then we were going for Joshua. Because
y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? Now, y'all know Andre Ward, one of my favorite fighters of all time. So y'all know I didn't forget this video at all. Because I was one of the people that was very upset when he retired after the Sergey Kovalev fight. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. And the way that he announced his retirement, he pretty much left it up for interpretation until he did an official interview with Fight Hype after the fact. So I remember when he said this, and I thought that this was very interesting. I'm like, damn, Andre Ward, that's a very gutsy move because Anthony Joshua at that time, he had lost to Andy Ruiz and stuff like that, but he was still dangerous. You see what I mean? He was still one of the top heavyweights in the division. This was before Usyk came into play, and this was before the Moses Atamas was on the scene, and AJ was still one of them guys. He lost his but he was still one of those guys. So when I heard Andre Ward, talk about his possibility of fighting Anthony Joshua, and just being so confident and beating him, I don't know, man. I just remember being like, oh, this dude, he really sees something in AJ. You feel me? But let's continue on with this video.
Because what you saw Ruiz do, I knew I could do that in my own way. It would have looked different, but I knew I could do that. But I don't want to take anything away from Joshua. Listen, he's a gold medalist. He had 3 of the 4 belts. He's not as bad as everybody's starting to make him out to be. People, when you learn a lot about people when you lose or when you don't look good. You see all the boo birds come out of the woodworks. He's the truth. He didn't get this far by not being the truth. He's just built all wrong. He's got too much muscle mass.
Right.
He's too worried about battle roping and lifting weights.
Right.
And looking like a model on Instagram instead of being in the boxing gym.
By the way.
Yo, I remember watching this and this was a bit out of character for Andre Ward. You know what I mean? Because just watching, Andre Ward up on his come up, he was the type if somebody spoke to him, then he'll say stuff, but he always kept it professional. You know what I'm saying? Never really said too much. He just let his hands do the talking. You feel me? So when I remember hearing this, and I'm like, wow, they were really talking like this. This how you know that he really didn't Of course, he respect Anthony Joshua, but it was like he didn't respect that nigga enough to not want to fight him. You see what I'm saying? So I thought that this was hilarious right here.
He got up off out of 4 knockdowns. He kept getting up.
Instead of being in the boxing gym working on his craft, there's no substitute for that.
Can I respond? Because I disagree with you. First of all,
who are you to disagree with Andre Ward, brother? You don't know boxing. Jesus Christ. Like, yo, Stephen A. Smith want to insert himself in these motherfucking conversations so bad. What can you tell Andre Ward about boxing? Like, what are we even talking about? Shut your dumb ass up and take your dumb ass to Turkey and get that hairline fixed, nigga. That shit is atrocious. You know how, like, you see how my shit set up right here? Anybody could have them hairline problems, but you see how my shit go? I got that boom, bop right here. His shit just goes straight down. His hairline up here, and then it just goes straight down and then into the point. Jesus Christ. Talking about I disagree with you. Bro, your opinion don't matter with an all-time great. You're not even a boxing reporter. Your specialty is basketball, sir. Stay the fuck out the way.
I want to say this.
And you can't be talking about my man Ruiz like that.
This is not my fault. He looked like
a lot of people mad with that comment.
I don't give a damn.
I know you don't.
All I said is this. I never
gotta respect my man.
Let me say this. See, and that's where
you better respect Andre Ward when he talking too, cuz. Fuck out of here. Tight ass collar, nigga.
And that's where I'm going. Hold on before we close the segment. That's exactly where I'm going. I got a problem with all of y'all with this. Number one, I said he looked like Butterbean. That's a fact. All right? That's a fact. I never said a word about his skills. Never. All right? And I had to educate him about that yesterday. I know the brother can box. I know he can fight. But he looked like Butterbean, damn it. Teddy Athley said it best. He took physical fitness back a century. All right? That's number
And your hairline took you back a century, you bum ass nigga. Stop talking about boxing, nigga. Look at you, looking dumb as shit. You fucking muppet. You're a muppet, mate. What the fuck wrong with him?
Number one. Number two, as much as and as phenomenal and great as I think you are, I don't want to see you go from 175 to fighting somebody that's walking in the ring at 247. That's just me.
They said the same thing about
I'm just talking about preference. I'm just talking preference.
But it ain't about me right now. I'm done. I'm retired. I'm sitting in the seat right now.
Last point about this. I get so tired of people sitting up there talking about, you know what, disrespect. You see people come out of the woodworks. No, Joshua can fight. The brothers got skills. We get all of that. The bottom line is I'm comparing you to your contemporaries. He's got a highly questionable jaw. That is a fact. And the reality is that when you think about him, you're not thinking about him against me or you or something. No, you think about him. All right, you were supposed to get in the ring against Wilder. Lord have mercy.
I'm not talking about criticism.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm not talking about criticism.
That's all I'm saying.
Because if you lose like that and you're supposed to be the man, you should get criticism. I'm talking about the people coming out of the woodwork saying, "Oh, he's trash."
Joshua has, by the way,
I'm not saying he's trash.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying the people.
Okay, so that's the interview right there. Well, it's not necessarily an interview, but they're having like boxing talk on ESPN. And this was after Andy Ruiz had stopped Anthony Joshua. You feel what I'm saying? So look. This ain't a surprise. He put that video out. That shocked a lot of people. But that just goes to show how you really wasn't in tune with boxing about 6 years ago. And for real, you probably, and if not, you definitely wasn't tapped in with Andre Ward. And that's all right. You see what I mean? But I seen a lot of people DMing me, sending me the message, yo, Andre Ward calling out AJ. And I'm like, that ain't nothing to do. He been talking crazy about AJ. He been wanting that smoke. He just said that he was going to do a tune-up fight. Y'all listen to what he said, tune-up fight. Tune-up fight. Andre Ward coming out saying that he doing tune-up fights, guys. Coming off of a Sergey Kovalev win. Not moving up in weight, nothing. He said he was going to do a tune-up fight in his hometown, then do a fight at cruiserweight in the UK, then he's going to go up there to heavyweight for some smoke with Anthony Joshua. That's what he said. So he been wanting that smoke. So when I hear people coming up to me like, yo, bro, Andre Ward about to come out of retirement for fight AJ. First of all, he never said that he was coming out of retirement. He said that the only fight that will make sense for him to come out of retirement is the Anthony Joshua fight, if it makes sense. You see what I mean? Now, I seen that Anthony Joshua had some words. He didn't really take too kindly to what Andre Ward had said. And my only question is, I know you heard that same call out about 6 years ago. I didn't hear you say nothing about it at that time, sir. But let's get into what Anthony Joshua says. Because Anthony Joshua you could tell he was emotional because I've never known Anthony Joshua to like respond to his critics like on social media platforms. He was literally responding to everybody. So after that video, the first video I showed y'all, Anthony Joshua responds with payday, payday. You'll know that. And Canelo Alvarez's voice. Somebody wrote, don't run from one of the GOATs. To AJ. AJ said, I only ran towards a fight, track star. I don't know what that means. Let's see. Somebody said, take a fight, be great. I don't know. Let me see. Let me scroll past all of this. Let me see. He's literally he literally responded to everybody though. But Andre Ward follows up and said, after AJ says payday, payday, Andre Ward says, of course, brother. Do you fight for free? Business is always a reason, but not the only reason. I think you understand that. AJ follow-ups and says, don't come asking for multi-millions to fight me. Put your pride before your ego and let's rumble. So AJ said, man, you don't be talking like a businessman now. You want to fight, nigga, let's fight. Fuck is you talking about? That's what AJ said. From the Philly slang, of course, from a Philly's perspective. He said, don't come asking for multi-millions to fight me. Put your pride before your ego and let's rumble. My only question to Anthony Joshua is, who wouldn't want multi-million-dollars to fight? Who says that? Don't come asking for multi-millions to fight me. Bro, you're Anthony Joshua. You're one of the biggest names in the UK alone. Why would it? And he said he wants to fight you in the UK because he knows that he'll make multi-millions. So he says that he wants to fight you if it makes sense, and he'll fight you at the Wembley or whatever the case is, and you don't expect him to ask for multi-million dollars for more than $1 million. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? Anyways, because he understands Andre Ward is just being professional here, and it just seems like Anthony Joshua having one of those episodes again, like he usually does. So Andre Ward responds to AJ pretty much saying, "Put your pride, put your ego before your pride," some shit like that. Andre Ward said that only happens in movies. LOL, you know how the game works. So he pretty much saying like, bro, the only time motherfuckers fight for free is like in movies, or if they put their pride before their business. You know what I mean? That type of shit only happens in movies, like Rocky movies. You feel me? And I don't know exactly how much further this shit went. Oh, he actually followed up and said, I sent Jay Prince Eddie Hearn's contact information. AJ wants some smoke, huh? I thought he was caught up with Anthony Joshua. I'm sorry. I thought he was caught up with Jake Paul. Oh, he had time today. He definitely had time today. And I didn't see Andre Ward respond to that. So that's basically the interaction, man. Now, what do I personally think about this? Nothing. I don't think they fight at all, to be honest with you. I think that Andre Ward was asked a question by the fans, and he answered it. Anthony Joshua didn't take too kindly to what his answer was. You know what I'm saying? And Andre Ward has historically seen holes in Anthony Joshua's game to the point where he feels like in his first fight at heavyweight, he could defeat Anthony Joshua. You see what I mean? He doesn't think that Anthony Joshua is really locked in on his craft. He thinks that he's more invested in his muscles and stuff like that, looking like an Instagram model and stuff like that. So just based off of what I see, what Andre Ward says, based off of what I see from how he perceives Anthony Joshua, he doesn't look at Anthony Joshua as somebody who takes his craft seriously, really lives the fighter lifestyle. He thinks that, he'd be doing shit for the gram. You see what I mean? And he doesn't really think too much of his skills neither because If he did, I highly doubt that Andre Ward would take him at a first fight at heavyweight when he came as low as 168 pounds. You know what I mean? I don't personally think Ward returns to boxing. I think that he's going to continue to stay retired because let's keep it 1,000. Outside of Turkey Al-Sheikh, who's going to offer Andre Ward a shit ton of money or a big bag to fight Anthony Joshua? I don't really see that happening. To be honest with you, they'll probably see more money being made in the Jake Paul fight because of the casuals that's tapped in with Jake Paul, and as a result, they'll probably make that fight before the Andre Ward fight. You see what I mean? And there is some risk there. You know, like Anthony Joshua could beat Ward, yes, especially coming off of he ain't rumbled since like 2018, 2017. So it's been a good 8 years. It's been around, I don't know how long it's been, 6, 7 years since he's been retired. That's a risk. You know, it's possible that Ward could lose, to be honest with you, but there's also a possibility he give AJ some fits. You know, Andre Ward is an all-time great fighter with a shit ton of skills, an underrated inside game, you know, a world-class jab. You know, he'll be, I don't know if he, even coming off of his layoff, he will be the smaller guy. He'll have the quicker feet. He'll have the quicker hands. So he probably would give, you know, Anthony Joshua some trouble. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Do you think Andre Ward will come back for a Jake Paul fight on Netflix? I think he would, but it would have to be for an amount of money that he really got to sit and pray about, like he would say. You know what I'm saying? He don't really respect Jake Paul too much neither. He even said that, like, if he would have hurt Mike that night, that there would have been some problems and stuff like that. So, you know, he feels how the way he feels. Shout out to the boy 88 Sports Talk with the $5 super chat. He said Stephen A don't know anything about boxing. Did y'all see that clip of him throwing a punch? Man, he looked crazy as hell. Yeah, 88, we saw that. He tried to blame that on having both his rotator cuffs torn. And like, bro, how you tearing rotator cuffs when all you dumbass do is sit down and talk about other niggas playing sports? I don't even know how that's possible. Like, for you to have them type of injuries, you would think you an athlete and you not. So what the fuck? How you even tearing them? No. You thought that pad worked, and like, this is another thing though. Stephen A. Like, when will that combination ever work? That might work if like you punching a toddler, then you coming up to punch Shaquille O'Neal or some shit like that. He literally shot the punch like he was punching my son Micah, and then coming up to hit Yao Ming or some shit. Like, bro, what type combination is that? Smoochie said, you looking sun-kissed. You've been basking in the sun. Bro, no, I actually been staying away from the sun. This is what happened. I am getting dark though. That's funny as shit. I usually get way darker than this too, but I've been avoiding the sun. But we had an amateur event outside by the beach, bro. And that sun was just on us, bro. And there was nowhere on the beach that we could get some shade except behind like this little building, but it was too far away from the ring. So I was just sitting there and that sun was hitting me, bro. But what was good was, like, it was hot, but not, like, hot enough to, like, make you uncomfortable. You feel me? Yeah. Coffee said only the real one saw that live. Yeah. We was on that politicking. We was on there chopping it up. You feel me? That was a good live. That was definitely a good live. He played basketball, average 1.5 points a game. Then they say he like had a scholarship. Then they say he had like a full ride to college for playing basketball or something. He couldn't have been that bad. Yeah, it was early morning. Wait, it was like 11 or some shit. I think I went live around like 11 or 12. I stood on there for a good amount of time. People was like, man, since when you go live this early? I don't, but I had some time. And I had a feeling that I wasn't going to be able to get on live that night. So I was like, fuck it. For sure. Oh, okay. You at work, Smoosh? That's what's up. That's what's up. What you do for work? You in the medical field? Let me see, man. Yeah, so we spoke on the Jaron Ennis versus Lima fight. We spoke about Andre Ward calling out Anthony Joshua. Damn, I spelled Anthony Joshua's name wrong. Very unprofessional. Let me go ahead and fix that. Wow. Let's fix that. I called out of work today too, man. I'm mad as shit. I gotta go back tomorrow, bro. I'm sick of that job, bro. Keep it 1,000. I'm sick of that job. Oh, you a chef? I think you did tell me that, but I don't got the best memory. I'm sorry. You a chef at like a restaurant? That's what's up. What type of food you specialize in? Great podcast. I love my job, sir. What you mean you love your job? Country club. Okay, so you be cooking for them old white millionaires and shit like that. It's interesting. Talking about I love my job. Man, somebody ain't got no damn job. His job is to get high. Between my toes. Mastermind crazy, man. Mastermind back in the building. No. We not having you on today. No. Do you got a food you specialize on, yo? Do you have a food you specialize in, Smoochie? No. We're not gonna have you explain today, Mastermind. I ain't got enough energy for you tonight, brother. I'm tired. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm tired, boss. Not today. Oh, you a pastry chef? Okay, that's good to know. You should have me on so I can explain to the world why my job is better than theirs. No, thank you, sir. I'll bring you on another time, so I'm gonna make sure I remember that. You got all the holes where you work. You got all the holes in your veins too. You got all the holes in your veins too. Got a hella holes in them. Crazy ass. That's not funny, man. Anyways, let me actually get something to drink, man. I ain't gonna cut off the live yet. I'm gonna walk backwards so y'all don't see my girl looking like a motherfucking rugrat in that bed. Hold on real quick. Shit. Damn, my son looks so much different. My fault, y'all. I ain't trying to sidetrack him. Let me see. I got a bunch of pictures on the refrigerator. Look at my son, bro. I think I showed y'all this before. Hold on. Look at how much different he look. He don't look nothing like that no more. He like a little man now. They grow fast, man. Shout out to all my fathers out there. Oh, yeah, I did. My fault. I'll be forgetting, bro. You know I took punches, man. I know I took punches out here in these streets. My memory loss came from trauma, though. Not no boxing related shit. I had a beautiful memory till I went through that traumatic shit a couple years ago. Yeah, man. I hope my memory could come back how it used to be. My son look a lot like me now, but at first, he was looking like his funky ass mom. I think he got a little bit of us. He got a little bit of both of us. But as he gets older, he's starting to look more like me. I'll get my boy tomorrow, too. I try to keep him away from the camera, though, because niggas is weirdos. You feel me? No DNA test needed. Shit, I hope not. I hope not. Shit. Capri Sun definitely take the edge. Man, shut up. I never got clipped. Who said find me somebody who ever clipped me? Can't name nobody from Philly that ever clipped me, sir. Yeah, my son white like his mom. Like white complexion, not white like the ethnicity. Or the national or race, whatever the fuck. Race. He not white like the race. We don't do the snow bunnies now. You can easily find my son on social media because he's in like almost all my pictures. But I don't really like to put him on the camera because niggas is weird. I think the last time I had him on the camera was when Rolly beat Ryan. Yeah. You said you had something traumatic happen to you. That's why I asked. No. That wasn't traumatic. That wasn't the traumatic experience that I was referring to, brother. Anybody that damn. I need to go get my teeth whitened a little bit. I'm gonna go do that again. But let me see. Yeah, for those who follow the channel, they know what I'm talking about. I done shed tears on this channel talking about it. So yeah, we ain't gonna do that again. Next time I shed a tear is when I get into the motherfucking Boxing Hall of Fame. You feel me? Yeah, we ain't gonna get into that. I don't think it's it might be a while, man. I'm still building I'm still laying down the foundation right now. But we gonna get there. I'll tell you what, I get into the PA Boxing Hall of Fame, I'll be a happy man. It don't need to be International Boxing Hall of Fame. If I could get there, beautiful. But PA Boxing Hall of Fame, that's really the goal. Like I want to be mentioned as like, yeah, in the next 20 years or so. Yeah, that's the goal. Anybody got any questions? You been getting any interesting engagement from that Tito interview? What you mean by engagement? Not really. I seen like, nah, not really. I ain't gonna lie. I did that interview just because I fuck with Tito's personality and what he's contributing to boxing. I ain't do it because like he like this big name. It was an interview that I was genuinely intrigued in, so I did it. Yeah. Yo, this fucking idiot coffee plant just reminded me. Bro left like 20 comments on the same video, bro. Like, bro, write your thoughts all out on one comment and just get the fuck out. Why the fuck is you like just spacing out your ideas on the comment section when nobody responded to you? You fucking idiot. I didn't understand that. And Tito, man, he's a liar. He's capping. Man, how could you have him on here just lying, bro? How could you? Shut up. No, wait. That was Brian Norman. Never mind. That was somebody criticizing Brian Norman Sr. But Tito Mercado, they was like, somebody was like, oh, you better not bring him on, man. Man, I hate it. Man, don't nobody care, bro. You not a member of the channel. You don't contribute to the channel. You don't send no super chats, nothing. Why you feel like your opinion matter, brother? It's the first time I heard your name. And you over here acting like you were day one. Cut it out. Cut it out, guys. Before we leave this great live, remember LeBron is the GOAT. See, I respect what LeBron did. He definitely got a case for being a GOAT or the GOAT. But that boy soft, dog. He's a weenie. Like this, like he's soft, dog. He ain't got no dog in him, like at all. I don't really fuck with him. I don't like them type ball players, bro, that you know they soft. Eddie Alvarez says 33 days until Canelo versus Bud. Who you got? I'm definitely rocking with Terrence Crawford. Definitely rocking with Terrence Crawford, man. Hopefully his legs underneath him. Hopefully his it don't even be about the complaining to the ref shit, bro. Like he a muffin, bro. Like I don't know how to explain that shit. Like I don't know. I don't think he no real leader for real neither. He the type nigga when shit start going bad for his team, he be wanting to trade niggas and get niggas out the picture. He's super soft to me. But he definitely got a case for being the greatest based off of his longevity and shit like that. I ain't gonna I don't know. LeBron give me Victor Conti vibes. If you know, you know. I'm gonna just say that. Niggas be getting sued for saying shit nowadays. I don't know. LeBron give me Victor Conti vibes. I think I don't know. That's just me. AJ86 said it, not me. And there's been some rumors out there. He was snitching on people during the quarantine. Yeah. He get mad when people say that that bubble ring not real. You get mad when people say that. Yeah, bro. Yeah. LeBron a GOAT, bro. That's not even like a question. Anybody say he not, they hating. But yeah, bro, he a turkey for real. He ain't got no dog in him. I don't know. He not no real leader to me. But I ain't even about to get on that because boxing ain't basketball ain't my thing. It ain't like my thing to really discuss, you know what I mean? What we talking about? Anybody want to talk about anything? I'm feeling good, man. Y'all gotta take advantage of this. Because when I'm tired, I'll be ready to go. I'm feeling all right. That Capri Sun got me up. Shit uplift my spirit. You know what I mean? My spirit. Well, what Glorilla be saying? My spirit. Motherfucking Capri Sun. Uplift my beautiful spirit. Dillian White fight week. Fuck Dillian White. You listen to that new Jid album? You talking about you talking about JID? You talking about Dreamville? I'm gonna keep it real. If you talking about him, if you talking about Jiddy Jid, I never really listened to him all like that. I'm a huge J. Cole fan. That's my favorite rapper of all time. But I never really listened to JID. I could tell you every J. Cole song that ever dropped. But from back when he was the Therapist, that was his rapper name. I know all his mixtapes, all his albums. I know everything. I was the only nigga in that J. Cole concert that knew every song from the throwbacks, all that, bro. Features, all that. But I never really listened to JID like that. I understand that he's talented, and you could tell that J. Cole was big on him. You know what I'm saying? You could tell he really respect him. You know what I mean? I just know that John that he got with J. Cole. So I was just down bad. Fuck. Yeah. J. Cole is the man. I'm happy that I got to see him. I got to see, you know what's dope? The 3 concerts I've been to, I seen my favorite Puerto Rican artist, Mark Anthony. I seen my favorite rapper of all time, J. Cole. And I seen one of my favorite R&B singers of all time, Chris Brown. Beautiful. I needed this. I didn't know that fucking Trey Songz came to Philly on Saturday. Like, damn, that's like he up there with Chris Brown. He might be over Chris Brown as my favorite R&B artist. You know what I'm saying? Like Trey might be number 1. If it ain't him, it's like 1A, 1B. You feel me? Trey Songz and Chris Brown. Dog, Chris Brown saying like, bro, I'm trying to tell y'all niggas got, if y'all go to the Breezy Bowl anywhere around the country moving forward, bro, take a nap before y'all go. Take a good fucking nap. You know what I'm saying? Well, Smoochie, I mean, look, I hear people say that about Trey, but y'all over here bigging up Chris Brown, and he got his history too. It's like y'all gotta I don't know. It's like y'all gotta keep that energy consistent. A lot of these R&B dudes got some weird shit going on in their personal life. What if the nap don't come? Well, shit, you gonna be tired as fuck in that arena. Cause that boy Chris Brown performing like 3 hours straight, 40 plus songs. He dancing to all of them. This nigga swinging around on a motherfucking what's that shit called? A motherfucking zip line, flying all around the arena. Keep on coming from wall to wall. This nigga flying over here, flying over there. This nigga doing backflips and yo, this nigga right here different. Mind you, Chris pushing 40. And he go to the after party after he do all that. He different. What? You never like Chris Brown? Chris Brown the man right now. Y'all tripping. Look at all the bangers he got. Smoothie, if I gave you a track list, Smoothie, you got Apple Music? Y'all know I'm like, he not my vibe. Who your vibe then? Let me know. I want to know who you fuck with. R&B wise. Oh, you got Spotify. What you got, an Android, Smoochie? Man, Chris Brown is the man, bro. He can't. Bro, he been relevant for 20 years. That tell you everything you need to know. What he said to the crowd that was dope was he said that he lived in Philly for 8 months. Didn't know that. 8 months he lived in Philly. He recorded Poppin', Gimme That, and Yo, all in Philadelphia. And that's some of the best songs he ever put out. Super dope. Aaron Ray and KC. Yeah, I ain't familiar with neither one of them. But Trey Songz definitely, like, I was listening to Trey Songz when I was food shopping earlier. I was listening to All We Do. That's a banger. I think Sex Ain't Better Than Love came up on my John. I know all the Trey Songz music too. Song Goes Off popped up on my John. Mr. Still Your Girl came on. Yeah. Crazy bangers. Chris Brown dropped the motherfucking microphone, dropped out the motherfucking sky. Don't know when my life done got so complicated. Tell me who. I was like, yeah, that nigga had that shit wet. Who's getting all my love? Who's getting all my love? Tell me who. Never Enough. Fire. Gotta Go is fire too. Trey Songz got a catalog. Niggas be trying to play him like he a nut. And I'm like, that boy a legend. You tripping. Nigga, there's a bug on my ceiling. Oh, yeah, you gotta go. See, I love making examples out of y'all niggas. Pray to God you don't get nowhere near me. Come down this wall and see what happens. They going crazy on YSM. What you mean? Light-skinned activities, you fucking right. Light-skinned niggas been winning. On YSM, they used to call me Chris Indigo. That shit was funny as fuck. Hold on, let me find out. I gotta get off this live. What we talking about? Denitrik, you gotta let me know what's going on. I think I see the Batman signal in the sky with the Mazuma TV logo. I think that's the Batman sign in the sky with the Mazuma TV logo. I need to go slide on YSM. Love me a light skin. Ooh. I forgot what you look like, Smoochie. Damn, I can't even say nothing about you. Norman Sr. over there. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I think I see a Batman signal in the sky with the Mazuma TV logo. I swear I just seen it. I might have to go look out on the roof real quick. I think that's YSM requesting my assistance, brothers and sisters. YSM Sports Media, Smoochie, go look at it. Go subscribe to YSM Sports Media. He do all the interviews in Philly. He get all the Boost interviews, all that. Say, you love you a light skin, huh, Smoochie? But you told me you like your nigga single. Me and Chris Brown the same type nigga. I just ain't got all the tattoos and shit. And I speak a little bit of Spanish. That's it. We the same nigga though. And I can't dance. I was sitting there like, over there trying to pop that shit. Pop, pop. The only thing I could do, boxing shit, any type of dancing I could do is only related around boxing shit. I'm cooked. I seen them niggas like, I was like, oh yeah, I'm cooked. My girl ain't clipping shit. How I talk with y'all is how I be talking to her when we be in the room by ourselves. You think I wasn't looking at them girls in that Chris Brown concert? They was out here. It's like, shit. I could tell you ain't from Philly. You are sensational. Sensational. Yeah. What I do for you, girl. And I know, and I know, and I know. That's a Chris Brown song, by the way. Laugh just a little. Yeah. Life's pretty sweet, can be bitter. She love me to the morning, na, na, na. Love her to the nighttime, na, na, na. Shout out to Marky Dan in the building. He said, Mazuma TV, do you care to watch a time or put Dillian, the pharmacist, white to bed for the 5th time? Yes, I do care to watch that. And I will be tuned in. I will be tuned in, my brother. So don't even worry about that. We're going to be in the building. Hopefully I could do a live fight reaction to it. But I believe that's going on the same day that I got this amateur show. So if I get out of there early, but the UK on a different type of time, you feel me? So I probably missed that shit, to be real. But I'm definitely giving my post-fight reaction. You better believe that. But I'm about to go on YSM, bro. It's 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I might just get home by that time. So I doubt I catch it, bro. But we do care to see that. Anonymous said uppercut KO. Facts. He gonna run right into one. He know he a sucker for it too. He just can't help himself though. Sucker ass nigga. Can't stand that big head Beetlejuice, green built ass nigga. Where is YSM at?
answer to that. Why? They made a big fuss about it. Why did they agree to the terms of doing extra body testing, acquiescing to the demands of Bill Hayes, who I believe is getting his influence from Victor Conti?
I'm about to listen to this shit though, y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here. I appreciate everybody that came through and showed love to the channel as always. Y'all go ahead and head over to YSM Sports Media because I'm gonna be in the comments talking that shit. You feel me? Until then, y'all have a blessed, beautiful one. Y'all head over to YSM Sports Media right now to tune into the live that they got going on. It look like Brian Norman Sr. I think manager Marty goofy ass on there too. So yeah. I hope you have a blessed, beautiful one. Let's transition over to there. I'm gonna be in the comments. Y'all go check it out with me. I'm up out of here, man. Peace.